This clip is brought to you by 8 Sleep Mattresses, the temperature-controlled Tesla of beds that automates your sleep. Sleep better and enjoy this clip. Before you go more into what you did with the fasting, can you kind of give people a definition of fascia, its importance, and why you started focusing on it more than bones and muscle?
Fair statement. And I don't want to be in the argument of fascia, so I'm not here to pretend I know fascia.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you this. I have changed my definition of what fascia is at least 20 times in the last decade. And so at some point, there's just common sense what kicks in and says, okay, I'm never going to really know, and I'm not going to stop wasting my time. Like if you have your cell phone, right? Mm-hmm. Do you know what chip is in it, what provider, what kind of antenna you use? They don't, but you know how to use it. So it's time to stop worrying about what's inside of it and how to program it. What we are is experts at programming the fascia.
Yeah.
So we have a working definition of fascia. We're rebuilding our site and stuff like that, and we're going to get this a bit more organized. But we have a definition that we use of fascia right now. And what it does is it seeks to explain what we see in real life. Because what happens is at the end of it, we've been working with this therapy that started working, but we had no science to back it up. There is no science to back what we do up. There's results. So right now, what we spent the last 2 years is trying to get a theory as to why it worked, and even then we can't get it. So we just decided to give up. And I don't care. If you guys can figure out what fascia is, you just keep telling me, and I'll just keep changing it. So you guys do the work. You have the arguments. You fight. You do all that stuff. I'm just going to learn how to use it better every day, and I'm going to learn how to live in it. So these are what I say is we have a fluid adaptive biological computer. And like any other computing system, it's a multi-platform, multi-discipline system. It has multi-functions. And it's an interdependent system model. It means that if one thing happens, everything else has to adapt around it. So if we forget about the human body and we just look at mechanics and other things, because I come from the world of encryption, so I use ciphers or comparisons. So I go over and say, well, let's look at something like a computer and say, how does a computer work? So then how does our body look like and act like a computer? Because everything is designed all technology is designed off of the function of a human body or something in nature. There's no technology that is designed that's not of a function of nature that I know of. I mean, there might be, and if there is, again, please come and tell me. I'm always interested to learn. I'm always interested to know. But it's really about, right now, it's like, who gives a shit about the argument anymore? I want to live my life. I want to have fun. I want to move in my body, and I want to show other people how to move. I want to get back in nature, and it's what we're doing right now. We're running around like kids. We're climbing mountains. We're swimming in mountain lakes.
I guess a better type of question is, why is it important that people start focusing on what you're talking about in terms of fascia? Okay,
so basically, think about it this way. When a baby's born, it's a little ball of plasma. Mm-hmm. We grow in it. So everything grew in that.
Yeah.
So it's a component of everything, including your bones. So fascia, we are fascia. Everything is fascia.
And it covers your organs, covers everything in your body, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's not covering, it is. The bones, muscles, tissue, none of the bones in the body touch except for the rib cage, the teeth, and ears. So bones cannot be structure. Structure touches. This is structure, nailed together. If we touch, we're in pain. So it's not structure. So then, what is structure and what are bones? Those are the questions, and we covered that yesterday. We have a completely different belief on how bones work and why they work and stuff like that. And we can take 100 little anecdotal tests that'll have you going, whoa, I never thought of it that way. And that's all we want, because if I change your experience and your belief, then you move and have a different result. That's what happened when Roger Bannister broke the 4-minute mile. Is that they believed that you couldn't do it. He changed it through a result. Now the whole world believed, and now we have all the scientists saying why it worked. So it's time, it's people like you, and it's people like you that are leading the charge. Science can document why it works, and they can come back and tell us. And I'm okay with that. And they can tell us all they want, and they can tell me I'm wrong too. I live in my body, and I can tell you this, when they're hurting, they're come looking. And that's really the truth. So it's how I live and show up in this suit. So people should learn about, and think about this. So if the container is fascia, that means your muscles, bones, tendons, nerves, and organs live inside of it. Fascia is also emotional and perceptual, because if I told you, like I said, back to the example, if I told you your wife died, all the systems, your fascia, everything contracts. The nervous system contracts, everything. And we have enough science to show you that. So that means that the perception is the highest state of awareness. So if we're not training perception, then we are not really training the body. So naturally you do it to get to where you are, but that's you're just doing that. That's the way to do it. But when we were working like with Tyson Gay, he's probably out there, probably going to hear this. And boy, can you call me again? He was one of my favorite athletes ever, and he is the fastest man in the world besides.
I want that guy to come here and teach us how to run. That's the least he could do, right?
Hey, Tyson, Mark Bell wants you to run. Yeah, so he's a really
incredible athlete.
And humble, most humble human being I've ever met.
So Power Project family, I hope you enjoyed this clip. We are on Discord and Reddit. We're trying to talk to you guys and build a community down there. So the links are in the bio. But remember, like, comment, subscribe, share this out with people so you can share the wealth of health. As cheesy as that fucking sounds. Peace.